Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dave Nichols from Tomball, Texas. Also from runEVrun. And there's been a new scientific discovery come out just recently. If you haven't read it, well, you're just not in the know, because it's been found out by more scientists that breathing in smog and pollution and breathing in cigarette smoke and exhaust from your car is healthy for you. It expands your alveoli. It makes the little cilia grow inside your lungs and all that good stuff. And it expands and makes you stronger and more powerful. Yeah, it's a new scientific discovery. They were all wrong for all these years, saying, pollution from an exhaust pipe is bad for you and the diesel stuff's bad for you. Yeah, they're all wrong. New scientific discovery. I want you all to be the first. Yeah, that's it. Healthy for you. Yeah, sure. And if you believe that, well, I don't know where you grew up at or what school you went to, but I could sell you, a swamp in Arizona. Anyway, let's get real here for a moment. Besides the fact that I think it's starting to rain here, it's actually cooled down here in Texas a little bit. It went from being 100 and 104 every day to now in the daytime the heat's about 88, and in the morning it cools down to 70, 72. So we're making progress here. It's fall's coming on. Anyway, pollution is real. Exhaust from your car is not good for you. And if you're down there sucking on an exhaust pipe, well, you're just plain out weird. And somebody ought to examine you. But anyway, basically that's what you're doing when you drive down the road and you're in your gas vehicle and other people are driving their gas vehicle. And the stuff that's coming out of their exhaust pipe is not clean. It doesn't matter whether you can see it or not. It ain't clean, okay? And these individuals, let's be nice about it, who drive diesels and jump on their gas and all the black soot comes out of their exhaust pipe, well, that's even worse than all the other stuff. But, so think about that the next time you're driving down the road and you see somebody doing that. It's going right in your lungs. It don't matter if your windows are rolled up and your AC is going. It's coming right in your car. So when you got a new baby in your car, well, it's coming in. Your baby's breathing it. You're breathing it. Your daughter's breathing it. Your wife's breathing it. Your grandma's breathing it. And not only is it just going to your lungs, they've gotten so good at this stuff that they've made it smaller and smaller. All the little particulate matter, that they made cars so efficient that this stuff's really tiny, and so it gets inside your lungs and gets inside the alveoli and goes into your system. And a lot of that can't come out. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Anyway, if you don't believe me, go ask the experts. Look it up. Read about it. Okay, so there's a movement going on in the world, in case you haven't known about it. Here in Texas, we get kind of isolated because the big news hits the rest of the world and then it filters into Texas. But there's a movement going on in the world to try to make a change for the better. And it's adults, but the really big movement, the stuff that's really in the news right now, is about the kids, the younger kids. Started with a teenage girl about the age 16 over in Europe, and she decided to go on strike one day and sit outside their government building, the parliament or whatever it's called. And she was protesting pollution and things that are causing the destruction of our world. Okay, a lot of people don't want to believe it, but the world is being destroyed, and it's because of you and me. Okay, you and me, because the kind of cars and the vehicles we're driving, among other stuff too. but you know, it's cars and vehicles and trucks and boats and airplanes and everything else. So anyway, this movement started, and other children from over Europe started, you know, skipping out on Friday and going to sit in front of the government buildings and other places in protest, when what they're saying is that we need to get our act together and don't leave a world that's all messed up, screwed up for them. Okay, we need to start doing something, and I agree. We need to start doing something as adults. Okay, and if it's a little sacrifice, well, so be it. Let's sacrifice. Let's do something about it. Anyway, you can read all about this girl. Her name is Greta Thunberg, and I believe she's from Sweden. Okay, and she started this movement, and then she came over here to talk to our Congress and people in our government. And did she fly an airplane, a jet? No. She sat there and sailed a boat across. I mean, she had help, right? But she took a sailboat and crossed the Atlantic to come to America. And she has now talked with Congress and other different people. And her message is that what we're doing isn't working. We need to get it together. Okay, that's in a nutshell. That's what it is. We need to get it together. We need to start doing something. It's not a matter of sitting around the table and thinking about it and coming up with, you know, possible ideas. You know, when I was a teenager, back in the late '60s, early '70s, very late '60s. Okay, we already knew about this stuff. In the '70s, we knew about this stuff. People were already talking about, you know, pollution from vehicles and all the other stuff that's throwing stuff out in the air. Okay, we knew about this. But what did they do? Did they act on it? Not really. They sat there and talked about it and made, you know, formed committees and things like that. But that's all they did is talk about it. There were a few people that tried to make a difference, tried to make a change, and they, you know, built an electric vehicle, but that was just basically a compliance car. But a lot of people really liked it. And of course, you already know this. If you don't, I'm telling you right now. GMC, I believe that's correct. And if I'm wrong, let me know about it. But they canceled their leased EV vehicles and destroyed them all, most of them. And people weren't happy about it. But what could they do? Okay, they didn't own it, they were leasing it. Okay, so that's a little brief history about that there. But anyway, point is, we don't need to be sucking on tailpipes and sucking in, you know, the crap from other vehicles. We need to sit there and make a change. How do we make a change? By going electric, by going solar, by going hydro, by going wind, all this stuff. Okay, cars, we need to buy electric vehicles. That's the only real option at the moment. There's other things, you know, that people are working on, but electric cars are the way to go right now. You know, if you have to sell one of your cars to get rid of it, do it. Get an electric vehicle. You don't need to sit there and kill us by driving a big old diesel or a big old pickup truck or anything else when you're going to the gas station, or you're going to the grocery store, or you're going 10 miles down the road to work, okay? I drive my electric vehicle every day. I go 17 miles to work, 17 back. I go to the park here like I am right now to exercise. I don't need a big gas guzzler. I don't need to sit there and burn all that stuff. You know, if I was going to make a trip to Washington State, where all my family lives, for instance, yeah, I might, at the moment, I might drive my pickup truck. But as much as possible, I try not to drive my pickup truck. I drive this electric vehicle. And I think everybody needs to sacrifice and do it, you know. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg to get an electric vehicle. It's cheap. $12,000 is what I paid for mine, 2015 Nissan Leaf S, $12,000. And you can get it cheaper than that, you know. I was in a hurry, wanted to get it now. So, you know, but hey, you can do it. Sacrifice, okay? The money you save on gas and oil changes and maintenance, things like that, can be your monthly payment on your electric car. Now, if you want to go brand new, even better, you know. But anyway, hey, that's my message for today. Go electric. There's a change coming. It's for the worse, and we need to act now and not talk about it and BS about it and then forget about it, because we need to act now. Okay. There's another movement going on. It's called the Extinction Rebellion, and it's basically the same thing as Greta Thunberg is talking about, and the message she's bringing to us. It's about the fact that we need to start doing something now. We can't afford, the world can't afford to sit there and BS and think about it and form committees, okay? The time is now. We've had 40 years, 50 years to sit there and think about it. We got to do it now, okay? If you don't believe me, go look up IPCC, look up a climatologist, look up the weather experts, look up everybody that's talking about it. They're telling the truth, okay? Stuff is already happening in the world, okay? The Arctic, the Antarctic, the ice is starting to melt. The tundra up north, you know, that permafrost is not so permanent anymore. It's starting to thaw, okay? And that's going to bring sea levels up, and that's going to cause climate change and more severe storms, okay? So let's get it together, people. Let's start doing it now. Let's don't sit there and wait around for another 100 years, another 50 years, whatever. We got to do it now, okay? So get off your gluteus maximus, get off your posterior side and do something. Let's do it now, okay? And I don't want to sit there and leave, you know, a messed up world for my grandkids and your grandkids and everybody else. Let's do something. Well, for all you who've been watching my video, hope my message was clear. Hope you got something out of it. If you didn't know anything about climate change, I gave a brief talk about it. And look it up, okay? And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did like it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Subscribe to my channel if you like. Take a look at my links below, which are right down here below the description. And pass this message along to other people. You know, get conversations going with your family, with friends, on Facebook, whatever, you know. Bring the message to other people. And hope you enjoyed the video. And just remember, run, EV, run.